can see it. Right under here. Yeah, big old scratch. Also created an indent on the rotor right here. It's been causing a crazy squeak. So we're gonna get new rotors and new pads so it doesn't happen again. Comes with this coating on here. Do you see the coating? Yeah. So, what to do is some new rotor. Spray it.
Or just spray the balls.
Red clean glue. And starter flake. No, red clean glue. Now that coating as well. Yep. That's blue. So it doesn't clatter. And so it doesn't rust on here and stick. Just run a little grease. Nothing too crazy, but just enough. These are all metal parts, so they're grease up everything. If I say everything, I mean very well everything. Make these look clean. Everything sits properly. There's almost no grease here. It's all used up. What you do is you wipe it off. Now it's clean. Do this. Just twirl it around. Make sure it's nice and greased. Doesn't have to be too crazy. You don't have to like overly grease it. And now you see, super easy. Pull it out. What I like to do is pull it out a second time. Just make sure that there's no. Get all that black stuff off there, because the black stuff is the old stuff, it's the used stuff, and then put some right here, put it in there. Yeah, see, now it's working really well. See, this one, it's a little bit stiff, It's gonna have the same nastiness on it. Look at that, it's just old used grease. It's already feeling a lot better, but we'll take it out because there's going to be nastiness on it. It's all black. And if it gets really stuck, what you can do is you can stick one of these those brushes in there with a little drill, because they're made for drills. And you can really do some good stuff getting it all out there. But yeah, it feels so much better now. It's got a really good recoil. Cool. So before that is the new hardware on, because this stuff was scratching and squeaking, so we want to get new hardware and just make sure that everything's going to sit well. And it's not gonna. This thankfully has tabs where it'll kind of sit in place here, clicked in place, kind of. The thing that always trips up is these right here. So you got to make sure that these are really clicked into place. These ones aren't clicking too much, but I think it's kind of by design. As you see, there's actually a ridge right here where on there that'll actually sit. So just like that. So most important part for me, especially on something that doesn't have a dual system where you can take off where it reduces the brake pads, is to put a little bit of grease right here. Not going to overly coat it because you don't want it to get all over the rotor, but put some grease there. And just make sure there's not a sit on the rotor. Grease here, because what this is going to do is allow the pads to kind of use the slider pins to help it reduce, push back out, rather than just clamp onto the rotor. So it doesn't have to be absolutely coated in stuff, just enough, And then I always wipe my hand on the inside just to make sure that there's no grease going on the inside. Cool. Alright, these are the old ones. Like I say, these weren't even that bad, it's just this one had this stupid scratch in here, which who knows what even created that. It's a pretty big scratch. So then we'll put in the new ones. These ones don't come with the little screamers, the little tattletales. This is your caliper bracket. This is what holds the caliper on. And these are the two bolts that are going to go into it. Make sure they're flush. If they're not going in adequately, like if they're not turning like I'm doing here, then that means that it's not aligned, and you don't want to strip them out, because then your brakes are always going to be cattywampus until you change your whole bracket and caliper out. Usually you can't buy the bracket by itself, but I'm sure you can someplace. Cool. And what we'll do is we'll just give this a little bit of torque. It's usually something like 70 foot-pounds. cool. All right. Now to make sure that there's just enough grease on here, what I like to do is just give it a touch, just a touch right here, just so it helps sliding in. Just a touch right there, so it helps sliding in. I want to again make sure that nothing's on the rotor because that can impede your stopping ability. Now what I usually do also is I use a little bit of brake clean and just clean this off because it will have some residue from the package. Yeah, a little bit like this. It's all residue, so and it'll dry off. See, it's already dried. A lot of places don't actually call this brake clean. They call it multi-purpose fast drying solution. Multi-purpose fast drying solution. Okay, remember, you're always going to have the bigger curve on the outside, right? So that's how you know you're putting in the pads correctly. You see the bigger curve right here. So like this, and what I'll do is I'll do this, because it's going on the opposite side, and there's the exact same pad. So greased up both sides. Now we'll put that in. Here we go. There it is. Sweet. I just had to align them. It was just not getting great alignment. And if you have the ability to rotate the wheel and just clean everything off of any grease or anything like that, but what I'll do is just do some of this, just because I saw a little bit of grease that was untouched. Sweet. And that's what we do here. So now what we're going to do is, again, to reduce noise, they're going to get some grease. Like I say, you grease everything. And you do this. And what that'll do is it'll stop any kind of vibration when these are loose from rubbing on here. And we'll do it on this side. Beauty. All right, now we're gonna reduce this and put the tire back on.